Hey guys, listen, I wanted to do a little interview with Maria. She's an employee. And the reason why I wanted to do this interview is because I wanted to take an average person that has an average eating pattern. Okay, we call it average, right?
Right.
I didn't say unhealthy, I said average. Or should I say typical? Typical eating, yeah. So, Maria, okay, so when you were in high school and before, did you ever have a weight problem?
No.
No. What did you weigh?
106.
Okay, so you were thin. Your friends did have a weight problem, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And what did you eat back then?
Junk food, as in a lot of rice, bread. Chipotle was the number one.
That was the number one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So that went on, and you didn't gain weight after that, right?
No, because I was always like kind of dancing every day, so that kind of balanced my weight.
So you exercise, right? And you're like going along. Did you have any intention of changing your diet? Did you need to?
No, just because I was always so skinny, so I didn't really.
And this is, I think, what people think is like, I'm skinny, I exercise, I'm healthy, I don't need to lose weight because only fat people are unhealthy.
Yeah.
They have this idea.
Right.
Right. Have you ever heard of skinny fat? No, it's good. Where you're basically skinny, but you're fat on the inside of the organs. You probably haven't heard about that.
No.
But anyway, you're going along, okay, boom, 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 boom. And then you got pregnant.
Right.
Okay. And what happened?
I did only gain pregnancy weight. Then gave birth, and then I lost only 10 pounds, obviously, just because the baby came out. But then after that, I noticed that my weight just, well, I didn't really do exercise, right? I was still eating the way I was eating, me thinking that, you know, it was still okay.
Okay. So you didn't gain that much after the pregnancy, or you did?
No, I just stayed like if I was pregnant. Like right now, my weight's like if I was pregnant.
Oh, so
like
you did gain weight.
8 months pregnant.
Okay, so you did gain weight, and now you couldn't lose it.
Right.
So at that time, did that motivate you to go, maybe I need to go on a diet?
Yeah, it took 2 years for me to realize that. Because at first I was just like, who cares?
Okay.
I don't really care. But now that I see so many people doing it, coworkers, people that you have interviewed, I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it.
Right. But at the time, you were just doing the Chipotle, the rice, the starch, right? Does your family, did they grow up on that food? Like, is that what they served?
Yes. But after my dad had his liver transplant, which it was a year ago, my mom changed eating habits at her house. I don't live with my mom. I live with my husband, obviously. But they are also like trying to be good and, you know, eat a lot of vegetables, drink water. They don't drink, at my mom's house, there's no soda, no juice.
What about what happened to your dad? Why do you think he got a liver transplant?
Just because of all the alcohol that he used to drink.
Got it. Okay.
Because he got cancer in his liver, or I'm not sure.
Did he eat a lot of junk food before that?
No, my dad also wasn't the type of person that would eat junk food. It was just that alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but my dad doesn't really eat junk food.
Okay. So you're going along, and you even actually worked for me for a while. Right. And you did change your diet a little bit. Correct. But you were still doing something on the side. Right. Like what?
Chipotle.
Chipotle. Now, like what's in the Chipotle? Do you have like the rice?
Rice, beans. Rice. Basically what I would eat at home. The rice, the beans, the chicken. Okay.
And how many meals?
It's only one.
One meal a day? You would have just one meal a day?
Well, yeah, because the Chipotle will fill you up.
So I
did have breakfast, but it wasn't a lot. But if I ate like Chipotle, it would fill me up. Okay.
So did you have chips with it?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a breakfast too?
Not all the time, no.
And what would you eat for a breakfast?
A bagel, which is still considered as bread. You see?
Okay, bagel. And what would you? Anything else?
Coffee.
Coffee. Anything else?
No, that's it. That was just my main thing.
Where did you get the coffee from?
From your office.
From my office? Did you have sweeteners?
No, just the half and half.
Okay.
The organic half and half.
Okay. Yeah. And then did you snack at night?
No, just because having a toddler, it's like you don't really think about that. You go home, be with him, and you know.
Okay. And your husband, would mention, what about like you work for Dr.
Right.
Berg? What did he say?
All the time, yeah. Till this day, he actually still mentions, he's like, you work for a weight loss doctor, like, why don't you, you know, try to get motivated and, you know, do the keto diet, you know.
And so I just want to know, like, what was going through your head, like, as far as why couldn't you just like jump in and just start and doing it? What kind of came up as a barrier?
Just because sometimes I just feel like I can't do it, and I love to eat what I like to eat, and I'm just like, oh, people love me the way I am. Like, who cares? Like, I don't care.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Even though your husband's like hinting.
Right. But in my head, I'm just like.
Yeah. What about, so did you have physical cravings?
Sometimes chips, like salty
starches.
things. Yeah.
Okay.
That was just my main thing, chips. Chips.
All right. So, and then your husband also, well, I told you, I noticed you have a tattoo, right? And so she gets this tattoo, right? And the tattoo is her last name. And I'm like, were you ever going to get married? Like,
this happened 2 years ago. You had told me this.
Yeah. I'm like, it's pretty bad when you have a tattoo of like an old boyfriend and you're like, or like if I had an old girlfriend or something like that, and I got another girlfriend, and how am I going to get that off, right? So you probably didn't think through that a little bit?
No, well, I was younger, so it's like you don't really think about those things till you're going through it.
I think this is why we have whiteout. You can just white it out.
That's what I was thinking.
Or just cross it out. And then put an arrow. New husband. Or I think a better solution for you is to find a husband with the same last name.
No, Dr. Berg, that just can't happen.
Just go back to the dating scene, you know, do the speed dating, whatever you did before, and just find another.
Well, actually, I've been with my husband since I was in high school, so I doubted that's gonna
Okay,
work
so that might be a problem.
Right.
All right, scratch that. Okay.
Yes.
So you're just going to have to cope with this. But good thing your hair is covering up the last name.
Yeah.
Just keep long hair.
Oh, yeah.
Don't cut it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so now recently you finally decided to bite the bullet and change your ways, right? Which is good. So it's only been like 5 years. And so what changed your mind?
Honestly,
be honest.
My coworkers.
Coworkers. Okay, good. Now I'm going to just tell you about the coworkers, because you would think like, oh, all the people that work for Dr. Berg have a perfect diet. You know, like I can't force them. I can't like threaten them. I'm going to fire you if you don't change your ways. Even though I had you sign a contract, said you're going to eat better when I hired you, but you didn't sign that. But what happened, it was funny because the two coworkers, they work with me, office manager and Sandra, who is over the accounting. Well, their mom works as she cleans our house.
Right.
And so what happened is Yolanda, the mother, changed the diet like that. We just told her what to do. Changed it, lost all this weight. And then the two daughters like, Mom, what are you doing? Okay, finally, after Roxanne's been working for like 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
And so now she finally went on it. She started doing it, and then her sister did it. So they're doing the cauliflower pizza, the whole thing, right? The cookies, the keto cookies. And then you decided you didn't want to be the odd man out or odd girl out. So you're like, okay, so that's what inspired you, other people.
Yeah.
All right, so then you started it, right? And tell me what happened.
I'm not as hungry as before.
Wow. Did you think you would be?
Yes.
Right.
Just because you think about it. If you don't really think about it, then you can do it for sure.
Right. And so you cut out the carbs, and your hunger went away.
Right.
So here's the thing that I think people don't realize is they think it's going to be a struggle, because if you change your diet, but you keep the carbs too high, you never develop new cellular machinery to burn fat. So you're burning sugar while you're trying to do this with sugar. Oh my gosh, you're going to crash and burn. You're going to basically be so hungry and craving while you're trying to lose weight, and it's just going to be miserable. So let me just tell you what you did. You actually cut the carbs down. The body's starting to make new enzymes to tap in the fat. Now you're able to tap in your fat. A lot of people, if they keep the carbs too high, they're not able to tap into their fat reserve. So that's very frustrating.
Right.
Because with you, everything changed after you got pregnant. Bam.
Yeah.
I mean, here you're like 109 before, and now what was your peak weight?
160.
Wow. All right. So anyway, there's always a change that happens right before the change.
Right.
So it's the pregnancy. And by the way, if I were you, and this is just as a side note, just don't tell anyone, just between you and me and the four walls, and them, start taking sea kelp. Why? Because that helps the ovary, that supports the ovary. Do you ever take sea kelp?
No, it's just I'm really bad with supplements.
So you might want to think about it, because that will actually help you support the main gland that triggered this whole thing in the first place. Okay. So when you have the next child and the next child and the next ones after that.
Okay, only one, Dr. Berg. One more. Okay. That's it.
make sure that you lose the weight before you have the next one, because then it becomes really messed up.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I was actually thinking about that.
Because you're kind of getting older right now. How old are you now?
I'm only 23.
You're getting pretty old.
No.
Okay, so so basically you did it and you're like, wow, I'm not hungry. And you just jumped to 1 meal a day. Is that true?
Yeah, actually, it's only been 3 days. Since
3 days?
Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday. Yeah.
And how many meals a day?
Only one.
She's just jumping right in. Bam. Yeah. I think did you watch that video that I had on keto, serious keto?
I've watched many of your videos.
Just haven't applied them.
Right. Just, yeah.
Well, after a while, eventually things will turn around. But okay, so you did 1 meal a day, which is quite incredible. And then you're not hungry and you're like, wow, this is interesting. Have you lost weight? Have you weighed yourself?
I don't think I have, just because it's still, there's a lot to do. Just because.
Do you feel like your clothes are a little looser yet?
Yes.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, you're going to lose weight on this path. Okay, so you're basically doing it, and you're going to try to go all the way until tomorrow or something?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so are you surprised that it's not as hard as you thought?
Yes, just because I just feel like if I ate during lunch and I really didn't, I will surprise myself.
Okay, so now your weakness is rice?
No, it's mostly chips, to be honest.
Chips.
Chips.
Okay. Do you like the saltiness? Okay, so you better start eating salty foods, especially if you're doing 1 meal a day, because you need that salt.
Right.
Because you're going to dump a lot of water, and if you don't have the salt, then you could like crave more salt.
Right.
You feel weak. But do you feel any different with your physical? Like, do you feel tired or anything like that? Or do you feel more energy or what?
No, I'm just really excited.
Oh, well, that's a good side effect. Keto excitement.
Yeah.
Good. So I think that's going to just help build you up. You have build up through successes, but I just wanted to get your take and your viewpoint of the person who has kind of a typical, it's called a standard American diet called SAD. Right. And the average person is doing that. I think what you're saying is that you needed a motivation, someone to motivate you, or just to kind of trigger it, because I don't know. It's like, for me, I have this completely different viewpoint over here. I deal with like people hardcore, keto people, intermittent fasting, and then, so I'm just trying to see where you're coming from. But anyway, thanks for the interview. I think now I understand a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Hey, so if you haven't done so, please press subscribe now. That way you can be aware of all the new content that I'm putting out on a regular basis.